What if your obsession is actually your soul trying to wake you up? You have done no contact, blocked him, journaling, praying, and still you're obsessing over him? In this video, I'll show you the spiritual tools that calmed my mind after sudden separation and turned my obsession into wake-up call for my soul. By the end, you'll understand why your mind keeps looping around him, what your soul is really asking, and how to break that obsession. By going inward, observing your thoughts, and becoming consciously aware of your thoughts. If you're a spiritually inclined mom who is going through a deep heartbreak, a separation, divorce, and you want to heal at the soul level, at a very root level, hit the subscribe button now so you do not miss any conversation and spiritual tools that I bring every time I release a video. When my husband left, I became addicted to him. I was replaying all the thoughts over and over again. I replayed every conversation, all the promises he has made. I kept on replaying, wondered what he would be doing. How could he do this? Which is a very honest, genuine question from a soul who will never do this and wondered how could he do this? How could he leave me in blindsidedness after 18 years of beautiful marriage? I'll be cooking, I'll be driving, I'll be in the shower, and my brain would just feels like it got hijacked by him, by his thoughts. I could not stop thinking about him over and all the time because that was my physical reality. I tried therapy, I tried journaling, I tried listening to podcasts, I tried exercise, I tried everything that everybody was saying. I joined support groups, and still my nervous system was wired for him. It felt like my peace, my identity, my safety, my love, everything was tied to him. The turning point came when I realized that this obsession is not a mental problem, but it is a soul call. It was a soul signal. My soul was begging me to stop the obsession in order to go inward, to see my worth, to see who I am, to stop outsourcing my worth, and to truly see who I am by going inward, by connecting with my soul. Because my attention is all external, is all on him, then of course I will feel all the wrongs he has done. I will feel overwhelmed by all the thoughts, the promises. But in order to gain my peace, my sanity back, I had to connect with myself. Today, I can see him, I co-parent. My mind is calm. I don't go into the spiral mode. I don't go into the thinking mode where my energy is getting drained and I'm getting exhausted. My mind is much quieter. My energy is grounded. My soul is rooted. My sanity is back. And I know who I am. And I feel sovereign again. The spiritual tools that I'll share with you are the tools that help me get there. I'm Ashima, spiritual healer, Kriyaban, creator and founder of Soulsevolution. I help spiritually inclined, heartbroken, separated moms transmute their pain, their grief, their anxiety, their depression into a beautiful awakening, into a beautiful light. Why? Because that is our soul call through this pain, is asking us to align where our soul is meant to go, so that we can find the peace, the joy, the confidence, the wholeness, and start to thrive. If you have tried every advice, everything, every popular thing everybody is saying, and you're still wondering how can I stop obsessing over him? This video is for you. This video will give you deeper spiritual layer that your soul is yearning for. Step 1. See obsession as a spiritual signal, not a personal failure. For a very long time, I was very frustrated, exhausted from obsessing over him. Yes, me. I thought I should be over by this now. Why am I still thinking about him? The more I fought, the stronger those thoughts became. It wasn't until I saw that obsession as a spiritual signal, not a defect, that things started to shift. Spiritual awakening often starts when your mind gets louder than what you can tolerate. Think about it for a second. There's a deep meaning inside. Obsession is actually telling your soul the way you are addicted, the way you are attaching your worth, your energy with another person is dangerous for your peace, is far from your peace. And I know your soul is seeking for peace and the joy. And the obsession is exactly the opposite. It takes you further and further away from what you're seeking. When you start making the obsession as a failure and start taking it as a lesson to learn, something it is here to teach you, and you are fully ready to embody that teaching, that's when it starts to lose its grip on you. You open the door to healing instead of more self-attack. When you hear obsession is a spiritual lesson, how does that land for you? How does that make you feel? What do you think? Let me know. If you're ready to begin a soul level healing journey, I have a free gift for you. You can download a blueprint that will help you transmute your grief, your pain, your obsession, your thoughts into aligning you with your soul, and will help you remember why soul healing is very significant to your growth, to your healing, to your evolution, and how spiritual energy can transmute your grief, your pain into an awakening for lifetimes to come. Comment, give me the soul guide. I will send you the link over. Step 2, become the observer of your thoughts. My turning point was never when my thoughts stopped. It was the realization of me not giving the energy or the attention to every thought. I started noticing, oh, the thought is coming. It doesn't need my attention. Okay, I realize I have a thought. I realize I'm thinking about him, but it does not deserve my energy nor my attention. I started to watch my mind like how I would observe a wave in the ocean. I simply started to observe my mind. No pressure, not being hard on you. Simply sit and observe what your mind is doing. Simply become the observer. Take this as a small homework from me, if you will. Spiritually, you are not your thoughts. You are simply observing the thoughts. You are the one observing them. When you practice being the witness, your husband or your ex stop becoming the God in your mind and becomes like an object your mind is fixated on. That space between you and your thoughts is the real you, is when the real magic starts to happen, is where your power lies. Next time your mind starts running in thinking mode, simply come back to your center and say, okay, I see you. I know what you're doing. I'm observing you. Do all that you want to. I'm simply observing you. If you're willing to try that, let me know in the comments. Step 3. Answer the soul call to know yourself. My mind was obsessing over him because we have not been taught how to obsess over oneself. I knew everything about his mood, his thoughts, his schedule, his way of living, what he's doing, but how much do we actually pay attention to ourselves? How much of that energy do we give to our own soul in knowing ourselves? Think this for a second. Obsession was a real soul call to know me more. I leaned into meditation, Kriya Yoga, studying spiritual wisdom, how to live principles, like they say, know thyself. There's a deep wisdom in this. Your soul is asking you to go deep inward, inside of you, and start to know you. Start to own your value, who you are. When you start spending more of your energy in knowing yourself through meditation, through stillness, through reflection and introspection, you realize your worth does not come from any external validation, his text, his phone call, or anything externally. Spiritual healing works at a deep-rooted patterns and thoughts and habits from many past lifetimes. You are not just calming down from this heartbreak, you are retraining your mind and your subconscious mind from the past lifetimes. You are retraining your mind lifetimes of external addiction into inner anchoring. What's one way you could spend little more time with you this week? Let me know in the comments. Step 4, reclaim your sovereignty and your energy. There was a day I realized my energy was all over him. His choices, his girlfriend, his needs, his ideologies, his wants, his texts, his silence. I had abandoned my own kingdom to obsess over someone who has already walked out. Spiritual tools helped me get my energy back, mind-centered, that this is my mind, this is my body, this is my soul. I decide who gets to live in there, rent-free. Sovereignty means remembering you are a child of a divine, not a beggar waiting at someone's emotional door. When you reclaim your mind as a sacred space, other people's action stop having the power over you to control your peace. Obsession fades as you take root into your own divinity, into your own inner energy, into your own soul. Root in it. If you want healing and transforming your pain and applying these spiritual principles at a deep soul level, at a deep-rooted energetic level, you can talk to me. The link is in the description box below. If this video helped you see your obsession in a different way, watch my next video on the screen, When Therapy Isn't Enough, How I Found Deep-Rooted Spiritual Healing During Separation. It's the next step in your journey. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.